My dear sisters and brothers, remember the whole of the Old Testament is in this particular feast. All of the Old Testament was God is reaching out to His people, wants to save His people. And He did it in many ways already through the prophets and the others. He told them to offer sacrifices. They were offering sacrifice, but those sacrifices were not really saving the people from sin. They were considered as being saved, but they were not saved. They had to be, the gates of heaven were not opened. They would be in a place where they would not be suffering, but they would not be going to heaven. The gates of heaven would not be open. It was only when somebody would offer a perfect sacrifice, that is the time it would be. But for that person to come, there was a woman who had to be asked, will you be the mother of God? And she said yes. This is today's feast. A person of perfect love for God who responded completely. Given a special grace, no doubt about that. But now the readings was the first reading, the virgin will bear a son. When Isaiah prophesied, they did not know what it was, because that person, the king at that particular time, he seemed to be a good man. Ahaz, he was told, ask a sign. He said, no, I won't tempt the Lord. I won't tempt the Lord. He would seem to be he was a very bad man. He did all sorts of things behind the back of the Lord, thinking the Lord would not know it. And the Lord said, I'll give you a sign. A virgin will conceive. And now they didn't know what it was, because this was centuries before. But there would be a virgin who would conceive and bear a son. And that is God with us. That is the time we would be understanding. Now this person, we understand it in the second reading, because God tells the people, I don't care for your sacrifice. But you told us to offer these sacrifices. Yes, I told you to offer these sacrifices. But I told you to offer these sacrifices with a clean heart, with a genuine heart. You may offer the sacrifice, but there's no open heart in you. You are ready to offer the sacrifice and do all sorts of nonsense afterwards. I don't want those sacrifices. I want a person who says, here I am, I want to do your will. And that is when Jesus came and said, and he was a person with no sin at all. He said, here I am, I come to do your will. And that was the perfect sacrifice which we had. And that sacrifice, God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, that the world would not be lost but find life. For all of us, while we thank the Lord for this and our Blessed Mother, we also ask, help us to be responding and saying, here I am, Lord, I come to do